Are you dealing with tantrums and meltdowns in public? I know that we were. And if you'll stick around, I'm going to share with you our aha moment that makes those outings so much easier. Welcome to Autism Family Hacks. How are you? I'm Mike, and welcome to another video. If you're looking to connect with other parents and families of neurodiverse kiddos, get tips and be inspired, then click subscribe now and click the bell notification so that you don't miss anything. Real quick, let me know what you find helpful to calm your child out in public. It'd be great to know. Just leave a comment below. My aha moment came one day after going on a shopping trip with my son, Mikey, who has Asperger's, highly functioning, but it comes with a separate set of challenges, as you well know. But we're out shopping and I'm like, don't do this and don't do that and come back to the cart, and there was a lot of correction. And at the end of the trip, and I'd gotten home, I was thinking about it, and this wasn't by any chance the first trip like this. There were many, many like this, right? And I got to thinking about it. Well, no wonder he's acting the way that he's acting. I mean, I never told him what my expectations were. I was like, don't run down the aisle. I could have let him know that beforehand. I don't want you to run down the aisle. It's like, don't grab everything that's on the shelf. I could have warned him about that too. It's like, don't run up and hug every single person that you see. As cute as it is, like, don't. I could have let him know all of those things beforehand. And it wasn't until it clicked in my head and started to talk it out with him before that, we still had these struggles. So once I got that, it was a bit easier for us to have our outings. I would start by giving him reminders before we went wherever we were going. And I would use one of our favorite parenting tips, which is the when-then method. And we would basically just insist that compliance happened or we left. And it seems a little bit harsh, but when we were out in public, it really seemed to help. So before we would go in, I would say, listen, you need to stay right beside me. We're not picking up candy today. Here's our shopping list. Now let's go. Is that cool? And he would give me, sure, Dad, we're all good. And then we would get into the store, of course, and he'd start to push the boundaries. He'd get a little bit too far. So I'd remind him, come on and stay back here. Put your hand on the cart, something like that. I had to do something to keep him physically connected to me, either grabbing my pocket or holding my hand or grabbing onto the cart, which seems to help. One of the things that really helped too was to just get him involved, whether it was to hold on to the list or take, I keep the list on my phone so he could tap when we check things off, or was to actually grab the things and put them in the cart. So getting him involved really helped him to stay on track and focused as well, and it alleviated a lot of the problems that we had inside the grocery stores. Now there are times when he would push it just a little bit too far, and the first couple of times he really stressed that, right? He was pushing the boundaries, and I found that I really had to let him know that, listen, this is my expectation, and if you don't obey, then we'll have to leave. And the second time I reminded him, it was like, I don't want to remind you again, in other words, we're going to leave. And I stuck to it. I had to leave. So we would leave our cart there, apologize to the people that worked at the grocery store or Kohl's or Costco, and bolt. And we would try it again. The second time that this happened with Mikey, I came back in with him because he was so upset. He didn't want to leave the store. He wanted to help out, and it really refocused him just because we left the store. So in the end, it really came down to communication. My son is very literal. I can't be sarcastic with him, and I have to let him know exactly what I expect. Otherwise, things can get a little bit funky. So basically, it just all comes down to communication. I thought I was communicating, but to him, I wasn't. I wasn't being clear about what I expected. I was reactive instead of proactive. Another little tip here too is don't be overwhelming with like 5 or 10 or 15 different rules. Just go in with a handful, maybe 3. Stay beside me, help me load up the grocery cart, and don't run away. Those are kind of easy. Once we got through that hurdle of communication, it's a whole lot easier now to go shopping with him. So hopefully this will help you have better, more productive outings with your neurodiverse kiddos. I appreciate you taking the time to watch today. We'll see you on the next video.